Do you want to turn from a dribbler into a shooter? Well, go no further, because today I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can do exactly that and finish with a much bigger bang, shall we say. Whether you want to impress your partner with your grand finale, or whether you just want to improve your semen volume and semen quality and the intensity of your ejaculate, your orgasm, then this is the video for you. So let's take a step back for a second and talk about exactly what is coming out of us as guys when we orgasm, right? Because most people think it's all sperm, and that's actually not true. Sperm only makes up like a tiny fraction of your ejaculate. The rest is like a mix of fluids from your seminal vesicles, your prostate gland, and a few other things. And these all kind of work together to transport the semen, nourish the semen, and basically allow them to do their job. So about 1 to 5% of your ejaculate is going to be actual sperm itself. 60 to 70% is going to be your seminal fluid, which is packed with sugars like fructose to give the sperm the energy they need. Then you have the prostatic fluid, which makes up about 20 to 30%. This comes from the prostate gland, which helps to neutralize the acidic environment of the vagina, giving the sperm a better chance at surviving in that environment. Then you have the bulbourethral fluid, and this is a clear, slippery fluid that lubricates the urethra and neutralizes any acidic urine before ejaculation, otherwise known as pre-cum. So why do some guys shoot enormous quantities of semen, of ejaculate, and other guys don't? Well, there's a few factors at play, and we're going to talk about those today. The first one is hydration. That is a very simple thing that anyone can do, is just drink more water. If you just drink a lot more water, well, naturally your body is going to have a lot more of the core ingredients it needs, H2O, to make all these different kinds of fluids that go into your ejaculate in the first place. The next thing is the kind of foods that you consume, because if you consume the right kinds of foods that are going to support semen production and the production of all these different fluids, well, then you are going to be giving your body everything it needs to optimize that production in the first place. So nutrients like zinc, which is very good for sperm health. You can find this in things like oysters, things like pumpkin seeds, and most lean meats. Then we have folic acid, which is found in leafy greens and citrus fruits, and this helps support healthy sperm production. And then healthy fats, which can not only improve your overall reproductive health, but also your hormonal health. In particular, non-pasteurized fat from animals. So, especially non-pasteurized grass-fed, ideally organic butter. That is an absolute game changer for your sperm health, your hormonal health, and your overall virility as a man. Now, be warned, that is quite calorically dense, so make sure if you're consuming, sticks of unpasteurized butter, that you're doing a fair bit of exercise as well. The next tip is to have a healthy pelvic floor, particularly your PC muscle, because this is the muscle that is contracting as you ejaculate and causing all of that seminal fluid, prostatic fluid, etc., to shoot out of your penis in the first place. So we need to make sure we have a strong pelvic floor. We need to be doing Kegel exercises. How do we do Kegel exercises? Well, it's that contraction you do when you are peeing and you're stopping the flow of fluid coming out your dick, right? Every guy knows what that sensation is when you think about it, right? So if you do that consciously, that squeezing, that contracting sensation, you are building up that muscle down there, which does the exact same thing, which shoots the sperm out during an orgasm. So how many reps, how long do we do this for? If you can contract and hold for 3 to 5 seconds, you should be able to do at least 10 reps like that to start with. Do those every day, every other day is fine. Build that up to maybe 20 reps at 5-second holds. And again, doing that every day or every other day, depending on how tired you feel. And by the way to tell if you're feeling tired is when you ejaculate, is it shooting out, with speed and with volume, or is it kind of shooting out with less power and intensity? If it's less power and intensity, then take a few rest days to recover those muscles, let them heal up, let them strengthen, and then get back to the routine again. The next tip is to de-stress yourself. Stress levels can wreak havoc with men's hormonal health and their sperm health in particular. So things like getting adequate sleep is a real key one. Actually, a big hack for sleep that I was introduced to relatively recently is turning off your Wi-Fi, putting it either on a timer when you go to sleep, or ideally connecting it to an Ethernet cable, and having your phone off as long as possible throughout the day, and ideally not next to your balls as well. EMF radiation can drastically decrease your sperm health and your sperm quantity. Other things you can do to improve the quality of your sleep is sleep in a blacked out room. So make sure there's no light creeping into your bedroom. If you need to tape up your curtains, do that. Do whatever it takes to stop light from coming in whilst you're asleep. And then ideally find a way to wake up to the natural sunlight. Now those two things might be a bit hard to do at the same time, but you can actually get lamps which are not like an alarm, but it's like a light that brightens up your room and it comes on very slowly. They're very clever. You should try one of those if you feel stressed out to the waking up to the sound of your alarm. It's a much more natural way to waking up to light. Other ways to improve your sleep is having no screen time several hours before bed. So that includes your phone or your laptop. Just end the TV, get away from blue light basically for several hours before bed. Another thing you can do to improve the quality of your sleep is to sleep in a cool room. You'll actually sleep a lot better if your body temperature has reduced. So I like to cool the room down and then throw on like a heavy blanket and maybe stick like my feet out. Cools my body down. It's kind of like acting like a radiator in a way. Allows my body to cool down. I find, at least personally, I get sleep a lot faster in a cool room and I sleep much better. Other ways to de-stress yourself, obviously meditation, that's a very common one. Deep tissue massage is something I recommend a lot and I personally find very relaxing overall in every aspect of my life, not just muscularly, but psychologically. Doing a deep tissue massage every couple of weeks, very good for your overall health. And obviously physical exercise of really any form, but in particular, I think men respond very well to lifting heavy things. Lift heavy shit off the ground, off your body, wherever, like lift yourself up. Any kind of lifting, resistance exercise basically is going to be very good for your stress levels, very good for your hormonal health, obviously good for your body fat, your cardiovascular health, your muscular strength, your muscular endurance, all of these things. The next tip is a few supplements you might want to consider adding to your routine to make sure you're getting some of the key ingredients you need for optimal sperm production. So things like zinc, things like L-arginine, maca root, spelled M-A-C-A, and fenugreek. So to recap, to increase your sperm production, increase your sperm health, your sperm volume, you want to stay hydrated, you want to improve the quality of your sleep, you want to do some supplementation, you want to make sure your diet is on point as well, and you want to make sure you're lifting heavy shit. And cut out EMF radiation. These little things can make a massive difference to your sperm health and your sperm volume. Now, if you want to learn the exact supplement stack, the exact routine I used to use personally before every porn scene, to basically 2 to 3x my ejaculate volume, you can check that routine out. It's in my book, How I Grew My Penis and Other Porn Industry Secrets. That link is in the description down below. Now, if you found this video useful, give us a like, give us a subscribe for more no bullshit sex advice from yours truly, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to leave us a comment down below and let us know after you've tried out some of these tips and tricks, how you have noticed a difference.